from Brisbane, 7 News with Kendall Gilding.
Good afternoon. Our top stories this Wednesday. Car crash horror. A teenager arrested and charged with murder after allegedly crashing a stolen car into pedestrians, killing a pregnant woman and her partner at Alexandra Hills. Health officials reveal where Queensland's COVID vaccination hubs will open, while a Sydney border decision looms. Plus, busting vaccine myths, the new campaign encouraging us to get the jab. And time to return to the classroom. Thousands of Queensland students turn up for the first day of the school year. Good afternoon. A 17-year-old has been charged with 2 counts of murder after allegedly crashing a stolen vehicle into 2 pedestrians on Brisbane's Bayside. Tributes are flowing for the young couple who were killed while walking their dogs. Mackenzie Rawn has more.
It's a story that has shattered Brisbane's Bayside community. Matty Field and his partner Kate Ledbetter, who was 6 months pregnant, were out walking their dogs when the unthinkable happened. A 17-year-old in an allegedly stolen Toyota Land Cruiser crashed into a tow truck, flipping his vehicle and hitting the innocent couple.
Just heard a big bang. I was just sitting in the lounge room, heard a big bang. Obviously come running out. Knew it wasn't good, obviously, straight away.
The loudest crash I've ever heard before. I thought the neighbours had smashed a window or something.
Horrified witnesses ran toward the injured couple, trying desperately to save them. But 37-year-old Matty and 31-year-old Kate died at the scene.
It's very sad. A waste of life, really is. To have them ripped away from their families is an absolute tragedy, and I can assure you it's impacted very, very heavily on the first responders and the witnesses who faced that.
The teenage driver allegedly tried to steal another car from a nearby street but was chased by a resident, caught and held down until police arrived. Video has since emerged online allegedly showing the same teenager involved in a road rage attack at the same intersection just 15 minutes earlier.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
But amid the heartache, there has been a glimmer of positivity. When the crash unfolded, both of the couple's dogs ran. One was found soon after, but a major search was launched for their other dog, Frankie. This morning, she was found 2.5 kilometres away, deep in bushland, weak but alive. As for the 17-year-old, he's been charged with 2 counts of murder. His case was heard in Brisbane Children's Court this afternoon. Normally, media is barred, but today the magistrate allowed us in to listen as he was remanded in custody and the case adjourned. A candlelight vigil in honour of Matty, Kate and their unborn child is planned here at the scene this evening.
Queensland will establish 6 vaccination hubs across the state in the first stage of the COVID vaccine rollout. The locations were chosen based on exposure to international arrivals. State political editor Patrick Lyon has more.
Queensland says it'll be ready to start jabs from late February once supplies of the vaccine are delivered by the federal government. The Chief Health Officer briefed ministers this morning in Townsville at the first cabinet meeting of the year.
We need to see that supply first, but we're getting ready.
Revealing Brisbane will have vaccination hubs in the north and south. There'll be hubs on the Gold and Sunshine Coasts and in the north in Cairns and Townsville.
The first rollout will be to those who are most at risk of getting the virus.
More remote locations will follow when vaccines not requiring lower temperature storage arrive.
A nurse in Boulia deserves the jab as much as a nurse in Brisbane.
Queensland recorded 1 case in hotel quarantine today, while New South Wales had its 10th straight day with no community transmission. A decision to reopen the border to Greater Sydney is due tomorrow.
As has been the case for quite a few days now, quite a few weeks, there is no place in Australia that is deemed to be a hotspot.
I'll be taking advice from Dr. Young.
And we will have full details in the news at 6.
Well, with the rollout of the COVID vaccine just weeks away, there's growing anxiety among some sections of the population about its safety. The federal government has launched a national advertising blitz to reassure the public. Rob Scott reports.
The government hopes the $24 million education campaign launched today will settle nerves and encourage Australians to get the jab. The advertisements aim to keep the public informed about when, how and where they can get the vaccine once it becomes available. A major focus will also be stamping out some of the misinformation that's been circulating about its safety and effectiveness.
COVID-19 has changed our lives. For us to live more freely, we need the added protection of COVID-19 vaccines.
We only will approve vaccines when we have enough evidence that they work and that they're safe.
Apart from some of the more bizarre concerns about the vaccines being able to alter DNA or that it contains microchips to track us, are some very real worries. Chief among them, whether it's safe for pregnant women or for children, a question that can't be answered just yet.
We don't recommend the vaccines till we've got more than enough data to know they're safe and effective in those groups. And so that's why children and pregnant women might wait a little bit longer.
And just as the advertising blitz kicks off, a dispute in Europe with the pharmaceutical companies making the vaccines is threatening to delay delivery of the drugs here. The EU slapping Pfizer and AstraZeneca with export controls because they can't meet agreed vaccine supply volumes and timelines. Under a new system, the vaccine manufacturers now have to get permission to send products made in the EU to other countries, a requirement which could slow the delivery of the drugs to Australia. But the government is still expecting the rollout of the Pfizer vaccine to begin on time in late February.
Norfolk Island could be handed over to Queensland, with New South Wales likely to end its deal to manage the tourist destination when its current contract expires this year. New South Wales currently pays $32 million a year to provide health and education to the island, which hosts around 25,000 annual visitors. New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian says she's currently in talks with the federal government about the future agreement, saying the situation is complex. There was a tragic end to Australia Day for a Sunshine Coast family after a man drowned while swimming at Gardeners Falls near Mullaney. The 40-year-old jumped into the water at the popular swimming spot around 5 o'clock and never resurfaced.
Implore the public that if they are going to undertake activities like jumping off rocks, that they make sure they are confident in their swimming.
Police divers recovered the man's body just after 8 o'clock last night. Thousands of children returned to the classroom across the state today. Parents and teachers are hopeful 2021 won't have as many interruptions to learning as last year. Steve Titmus reports.
A new school year and behind me, a brand new school. Brisbane South State Secondary College opened its doors today for the first time. It is still under construction, but it did welcome its first grade 7 students. The class of 2021, the chosen photo will take centre stage for the rest of the school's history. On the Gold Coast, its newest school opened at Pimpamar. Gainsborough State School was built in just 9 months to accommodate the population explosion on the northern end. Redlands Sheldon College had heads turning, welcoming a record 3 sets of twins. The Jurds, Andersons and Giorgios, all starting prep.
It makes life so much easier having 2 bringing them to prep, knowing that they've got each other for the day.
Okay, what food would you like?
At Gilston Primary, triplets. Noah, Lyric and Phoenix heading into prep, and older sister Caitlin starting year 3.
Mummy, these are broken.
They were born at 28th week, so we spent 7 months in a hospital and we had around 25 surgeries.
Now jumping with joy for a life ahead. State schools were asked to implement COVID-safe rules, but prep parents still able to bring children into the classroom by the hand. 900,000 students returned to school today. All will be hoping that 2021 is a lot smoother than 2020.
Hopefully with less homeschooling. Let's get a check of the weather now. And Tony, it's been another beautiful day across the southeast.
Good afternoon, Kendall. Yes, no complaints about setting up the office down here on the Gold Coast today. While we have seen a little bit of cloud inland, we've enjoyed mostly sunny skies here by the water. To go with that, light winds and temperatures have been just above average. Let's get in and check those temperatures. While it's been warm, it has been a great place to cool down by the coast and Bayside. A top of 30 degrees here on the Gold Coast, similar at Redcliffe. Brisbane a touch warmer on 31, while Greenbank shot up to 34 degrees. Now turning our attention to northern Queensland, and a recent cyclone warning has now been cancelled for the Gulf of Carpentaria coast. A tropical low now has now moved over land and is not expected to develop into a cyclone for a few days at least. Having said that, heavy rain is still falling near the low and monsoon trough. We've seen 240 millimetres recorded near Kawanyama, near the Gulf Coast in the past day, and a severe weather warning remains current for heavy rainfall. Showers are set to return to the southeast, Kendall. I'll be back soon with tomorrow's forecast.
Enjoy the sunshine while you can. We'll catch up with you soon. Thanks, Tony. A pilot forced to make an emergency landing after a mid-air mechanical malfunction. President Joe Biden promises to boost coronavirus vaccine orders as the US suffers a supply shortage. And start the bidding. The last Aussie-built Holden goes up for auction.
On 7 News, the Alexandra Hills hit-run tragedy. Chilling video of the driver minutes before the crash. Now the new push to get tough on young offenders and how the community saved the family dog. Decision soon on letting Sydney back in. And twins, triplets and new schools. The first day back. 7 News at 6.
I'm Detective Chief Inspector Gently.
When no one's who they seem, everyone's favourite straight-talking detective is on the case.
I've told you all I can.
But not all you know.
On the home of Great British Mysteries.
Well, that's good enough for me.
Inspector George Gently. Tuesday on 7/2.
This seems easy enough.
Getting a loan can be complicated. Nimble makes finance faster. Get a Nimble personal loan up to $25,000 from 8.99%. Comparison rate from 10.31% per annum. Visit nimble.com.au.
There's nothing better than the Titan garage or shed, son.
Except when you get a stainless steel workbench free with every garage or shed purchase.
And it's just like the butchers use.
Remember, Titan are the manufacturer. You know the name, you know the quality, and the factory is right here in Brisbane. Plans, council, slabs, installation, they can handle the lot. And right now you get a stainless steel workbench free with every garage or shed purchase.
Call 13 27 36 for the Titan Display Centre near you.
You'll be lucky you got a Titan.
Introducing new MyWW Plus.
It takes what's in your fridge and gives you healthy recipes to make for your family. It's just been so easy to use.
The MyWW Plus app takes the guesswork out of deciding what foods I should be eating.
You can really see the progress that you've made and it just motivates you to go further.
It makes working out the best part of my day. More holistic, more personalised, more weight loss. New MyWW Plus from Weight Watchers Reimagined. Join now and get 40% off.
This is me, 10 Cent Tom. I love collecting recyclables. It's a great way to save a few extra dollars and help save the planet. My name is Tom Peary and I'm a change maker.
Window fully pinated? Some insurers don't have an option to fix it excess-free. But luckily, Amy does.
You're with Amy.
When life gives you dirtiness, Godfrey's gives you cleanliness. Hoover Magic Stick, $149. Save $150. Ecovacs Dbot 600, now $299. Save $100. Godfrey's cleanliness.
What if you're missing information about meningococcal disease, a rare but potentially deadly and devastating illness, most common in infants and adolescents? Speak to your doctor for more information about meningococcal disease, because missing information could mean missing out on a whole lot more.
OK kids, you're back to school and we're back to work. Australia's #1 and hardest working pressure cleaner. Instant tax write-off, instant job well done. Call 1-800-SPITWATER now.
Water cleans, that's what it does.
We've been your Sunday drive. Your taxi. Your home away from home. We've shared your journey. Now with Mazda Assured, the journey continues. With a guaranteed future value, you can enjoy a new Mazda more often. Search Mazda Assured today.
Love the amazing benefits of apple cider vinegar but don't like the taste? Ugh. Try Nature's Way apple cider vinegar gummies. With all the goodness in a yummy gummy. Nature's Way apple cider vinegar gummies.
An experienced pilot instructor is being hailed a hero after a dramatic emergency landing overnight. With no front wheel, the pilot circled for almost 2 hours before spectacularly touching down. Tim Yeatman has more.
It was a recipe for disaster. A pilot flying over the skies of Adelaide at night and having no choice but to crash land.
This is the heart-stopping moment the twin-engine plane returned to the tarmac. With no front landing gear, the pilot delicately touches the aircraft down on 2 wheels before ploughing the nose into the runway, bringing it to a stop. The drama began more than an hour earlier while approaching Parafield Airport, a frightening realisation.
It's Alpha Lima Romeo, we're showing 2 greens in the cockpit here, so nose well.
Alpha Lima Romeo, understood. You're requesting services to meet you on arrival?
I suspect so, but we're going to be there in about 6 minutes.
After circling the airport for more than an hour and a half to burn off excess fuel, the pilot had no choice but to land. Fire crews, police and paramedics waited with bated breath. Thankfully, the experienced instructor and his student weren't injured.
Anybody who can walk away from a landing like that is a hero, absolutely.
I think the pilot will talk about this until he's got lots and lots of grandchildren. A great effort.
The pair had earlier set off from Waikerie on a nighttime training flight. Today, the company who operates the Beech B-55 praised the pilot's actions, saying he did exactly what he's trained to do. The aircraft will now undergo a thorough mechanical examination. The Australian Transport Safety Bureau will now investigate this incident.
Former NAB Chief of Staff Rosemary Rogers has been jailed for a maximum 8 years over $23 million in fake and inflated invoices submitted to the bank. A court heard the former executive funded overseas holidays, new homes and renovations with invoices from an alleged service company, the Human Group. Rogers' senior position allowed her to sign off on the payments and set the group's estimated annual budget. She faces a non-parole period of 4 years and 9 months. President Joe Biden has ramped up his country's COVID vaccine order, announcing the US will buy an extra 200 million doses for use in coming months. US correspondent Tim Lester reports.
The new US president has made it his #1 mission, turning around the pandemic in the country where COVID has killed more people than anywhere else. America's current death toll, 425,000.
This is a wartime undertaking. It's not hyperbole.
The president today acknowledged his promised vaccination plan, 100 million doses administered in his first 100 days, will need to go much further.
330 million people in this country, and we want to vaccinate at least 280 million of those.
Of course, the 2 vaccines Washington has approved for emergency use, Pfizer and Moderna, require 2 shots to be fully effective. 280 million people means 560 million doses. This morning, as Vice President Harris received her second vaccine dose, the president announced plans to radically ramp up the country's order.
We'll soon be able to confirm the purchase of an additional 100 million doses for each of the 2 FDA-authorized vaccines, Pfizer and Moderna. That's 100 million more doses of Pfizer and 100 million more doses of Moderna.
Even now, as the pandemic's 3rd wave appears to have peaked in the United States, the president is warning the country about what's ahead.
Things are going to continue to get worse before they get better.
If the Biden administration can secure the extra 200 million doses, it's expected they'll be administered across the northern summer, allowing by later this year vaccinations of up to 300 million people.
It marks the end of a motoring era, the final Holden ever produced by an Australian factory. Well, now it can be yours if you have the cash. But a word of warning, you'll need very deep pockets if you want to take home this piece of automotive history. Paul Caddack reports.
Good afternoon. The sale of this very rare piece of Australia's motoring history has certainly got the attention of collectors and enthusiasts, and the bids continue to climb for this 2017 VF Series 2 SSV Redline Holden Commodore, described as the last Holden ever made on Australian soil. Back in October 2017, it was the last body to be framed and assembled in the body shop at Holden's former Adelaide plant, the last to be painted and the last to receive the unique Holden VIN or identification number in Australia. Just the things that make it so valuable to collectors.
Ever since production ceased back in 2017, there's been a ever-increasing race to capture Holden vehicles and the nostalgia that goes with them, and I think this is a great example of that.
The owner was a Holden employee who found out the dealer the car was being sent to, rang up and bought it sight unseen. It still has all the protective coatings on the steering wheel and the badges and has only done about 100 kilometres. The bidding has already passed $118,000. But it's not the only bit of Holden history on sale right now. An ultra-rare Holden V8 supercharged Maloo Ute in a colour that's called Light My Fire, one of only 4 ever made, is also being auctioned. It's described as arguably Australia's most collectible muscle car. Bidding on that has passed $1 million. The online auction for both vehicles ends on Saturday.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson makes a heartfelt apology as the United Kingdom marks another grim COVID milestone. Police hunt a driver involved in a bizarre hit and run, and a rare sight in Las Vegas, what caused snow to fall in the desert.
The Alexandra Hills hit-run tragedy. A couple, including a pregnant woman, killed. The community rallies to find their lost dog. The chilling video of the driver minutes before the crash. He was out on bail. When is enough enough? Getting tough on young offenders. Have your say on 7 News at 6.
25 million given away as we blast through a new world record. Could you be next to win big on Sunrise tomorrow?
Guess what I'm thinking?
Again?
I love it. I just can't get enough.
I guess we could make it a quickie.
Okay.
Actually, it's such a nice night. We should do it on the deck. Oh, what about the neighbours?
Yes, we should ask them. They might be into it.
It's so quick and easy to give your old family favourites a delicious new twist. Just get some pork on your fork.
The places we live and work in have changed. But wherever's home, wherever's work, you can turn to Mitsubishi Electric for comfort that's reliable and dependable. Mitsubishi Electric works for me.
What? Oh, we've got to tell everyone. Hey, Gracie! Did you know some health insurers are run for profit?
Oh, what?
That's bonkers. Oh, what a quackish.
Sure is. Join HBF today.
Lawrence was working hard, going into his office in the city and charging around to building sites. Life was hectic. Then COVID hit and his life changed. He wasn't allowed to visit building sites and he started working from home more. He was using his car less, so he switched to UE and saved $152. Then he changed his excess, which reduced his premium even more. When your life changes, your insurance should too. UE, you insured.
Tie yourself an epic reminder for this Saturday and get a USB rechargeable portable blender for $19.99. A 3-in-1 yogurt and cheese maker plus food fermenter for $49.99. And a DeLonghi air fryer with a surround heating system for $159. Only at Aldi. Good. Different.
Sometimes, even the best tenants can cause damage to your investment property that standard building insurance may not cover. Terry Shear, Australia's leading landlord insurance specialist, provides the cover you need for your property and rental income. Have confidence that your investment property is in safe hands.
As a first-time investor, Terry Shear provides the security I need.
Call Terry Shear or go online.
You want the best for your kids, which is why you sent them to a great school. But nothing quite prepares you for when the school fees come in. At EdStart, we offer payment plans you can control so that school fees don't hold back your family's finances. We offer 2 options to help you spread large upfront school fees into more manageable payments. You can even extend repayments to after the kids have left school. Visit edstart.com.au and see how EdStart can help you.
Police have released CCTV footage of a bizarre road rage incident that's left a man with serious injuries. They're appealing for help to find the driver of a Toyota Land Cruiser that reversed into a Camry early Sunday morning at Darling Heights in Toowoomba. As the Camry driver exited his vehicle, the Land Cruiser sped off, dragging the man 80 metres down the road. The UK has reached a grim new milestone with more than 100,000 people now dead from COVID-19. Prime Minister Boris Johnson says he takes full responsibility, but his government has done all it could to combat the virus. Hugh Whitfeld reports.
Boris Johnson said it was a grim statistic that was hard to compute, as the British Prime Minister said he was sorry and took full responsibility for the shocking death toll. At one point last year, health chiefs here in the UK said a death toll below 20,000 would be, quote, a good outcome. Now it is 5 times that number. Another 1,631 people killed by coronavirus in the last 24 hours. The infection rate appears to be dropping. Cases are down about 60% on the start of the year, but there is a 3-week lag, according to health bosses, before that will be reflected in the daily death toll. Those numbers expected to remain scarily high for another couple of weeks.
I am deeply sorry for every life that has been lost, and of course, as Prime Minister, I take full responsibility for everything that the government has done. What I can tell you is that we truly did everything we could and continue to do everything that we can to minimise loss of life and to minimise suffering.
It's clear, though, Boris Johnson's government has not got everything right during this pandemic and has been often criticised for acting too late when difficult decisions need to be made. Government ministers are due to announce in the next 24 hours or so whether Britain will implement a so-called Australian-style hotel quarantine system. There isn't one right now. It's unclear whether it would be for all arrivals into the UK or just from countries where there is concern about new variants of coronavirus. Around 8,000 people have been arriving into Heathrow every day over the last couple of weeks. Travel operators, though, say it would be catastrophic for the tourism industry, with little to no prospect of European summer holidays in 2021 for Britons. And one newspaper here has gone so far as to describe the prospect of Stalag Heathrow. That's in reference to German prisoner of war camps.
Harvey Weinstein has been ordered to pay his victims a total of $22 million. The disgraced movie producer's assets will be sold off and the cash divided up between 40 accusers. A point system will be set up to determine their share based on the seriousness of their sexual harassment and assault allegations. The payout will limit victims' pursuit of their individual claims against the convicted sex offender. One claimant labelled the plan unfair. There's been a rather rare phenomenon in Las Vegas. Snow has fallen on the desert city in the normally arid state of Nevada. Almost 8 centimetres of snow has fallen since Monday, following a 240-day streak without major rain. The cold snap is expected to continue, with another dusting predicted later this week. And changing locations completely to our Gold Coast viewers, you're off to the chase now. Thanks so much for your company. Make sure you join Rod Young for your local 7 Gold Coast News at 5:30. For the rest of Queensland, tributes flow for a Brisbane couple killed while walking their dogs in Alexandra Hills. A deadly twister's trail of destruction across America's deep south. And department stores bouncing back as Aussies spend up big at local shopping centres.
On 7 News, the Alexandra Hills hit-run tragedy. Chilling video of the driver minutes before the crash. Now the new push to get tough on young offenders and how the community saved the family dog. Decision soon on letting Sydney back in. And twins, triplets and new schools. The first day back. 7 News at 6.
When your furry friend gets some really bad habits.
No.
One man can fix it. The dog father.
I don't think I've ever seen a case quite like this.
Turning dogs from naughty...
It's completely out of control.
...to nice. New dogs behaving very badly. Tonight on 7.
For tough cleaning jobs, try CLR. CLR easily dissolves built-up calcium, limescale and rust. Soak your shower head in CLR to get it running like new. For crystal clear shower screens, apply, wait 2 minutes, then wipe stains away. CLR is antibacterial, killing germs as it cleans kettles, dishwashers and washing machines. It's great for tough outside cleaning jobs like outdoor taps, bricks, PVC drain pipes, pool fences, driveways and barbecues. There's clean and then there's CLR Clean.
Be healthy. Be out there. Be like Rose.
It was just a photo of me sitting on the beach. I almost didn't recognise myself. So I made the choice to use OptiSlim. It ticked all the boxes. I saw immediate results. I was losing approximately 1 kilo a week for the first 15 weeks until I hit about 64 kilos. As the weight came off, my confidence came back and it has got me where I am today.
Start your journey your way at optislim.com.au or Chemist Warehouse today.
The all-new GWM Ute is up for the challenge. Born tough and built smart to give you more. More features, reliability, comfort and safety for less. The all-new GWM Ute. Go with more.
Your spare pair. Your new style of hair pair. The flying through the air pair. We could all use a second pair. At Specsavers, get 2 designer pairs, no gap, from the $199 single vision range when you're with selected health funds.
This is me, 10 Cent Tom. I love collecting recyclables. It's a great way to save a few extra dollars and help save the planet. My name is Tom Peary and I'm a change maker.
Bring it in.
In 5 days, it's here.
Whoa, what is going on?
Holy moly. Starts Monday, 7:30 on 7.
Live from Brisbane, 7 News with Kendall Gilding.
Returning to our top story this Wednesday, and a young couple have been killed in a horrific crash in Alexandra Hills. Maddie Field and Kate Ledbetter were out walking their dogs when they were hit by an allegedly stolen car. Sadly, nothing could be done to save the pair. A floral tribute has been set up at the intersections where the couple were killed.
It hits so close to home where it's not just 2 lives lost, but it's a family. It's a expecting family.
The teenage driver has been charged with 2 counts of murder. One person has been killed and dozens injured after a powerful tornado caused major damage across central Alabama in the United States. Homes and businesses were destroyed and cars tossed around by the wild wind.
All but blown from the face of the earth. Fultondale, Alabama, population 9,000. Residents say they had barely 2 minutes warning a late-night tornado.
All units take cover, other storms on top of it.
Was about to take them out.
There is a car flipped up in the tree. The emergency evacuation lights are on and it's like beep, beep, beep. That's just crazy.
You know something's happening.
This morning, confirmation a falling tree had crushed one home where a family was sheltering, killing a 14-year-old boy. Others in the ruins found luck.
Smokey! He's scared. It's okay. Come on, boy. Hey, come on.
Local Jason Williams thought he'd lost his dog, Smokey.
We're bruised and scraped up, but other than that, God had his mighty hand on us.
The tornado hatched in wild weather, dumping snow across the Midwest and Southwest.
And it is a mess, absolute mess out here.
Highways severed by accidents in the snow as the bitter weather extended west to Las Vegas and California's Santa Cruz Mountains evacuating ahead of a warning from forecasters of possible mudslides and flooding in the same area hit by summer fires. In the United States, Tim Lester, 7 News.
Former school principal Malka Leifer is expected to arrive in Melbourne today following her extradition from Israel. Authorities are expected to move quickly to charge Leifer with dozens of counts of child sexual abuse. Jodie Lee reports.
Well, Malka Leifer is due to arrive here in Australia in a matter of hours. When she touches down here in Melbourne, it will signify the end of a 10-year legal battle to have her extradited from Israel to face 74 charges of child sex abuse. Leifer is currently in the hands of Victorian sex crime detectives. She required a negative COVID-19 test to board the plane, which was the very last flight out of Israel before the country closed its airspace due to COVID-19. On arrival here in Victoria, Ms Leifer will be transferred to a correctional facility where she'll quarantine the mandatory 14 days. In that time, however, she could front a magistrate for a remand hearing. And like any other person before the courts, she could also apply for bail. So while the campaign for Malka Leifer's extradition is almost over, the legal battle and her alleged victims' fight for justice only now begins.
8 former Titans cheerleaders have testified in court about their teammate Brianna Robinson, who fell to her death from a Southport high-rise. The emotional trauma of the case was too much for one of them.
Arm in arm, Brianna Robinson's former teammates leave court. They'd been giving evidence at the murder committal hearing of Jaden Morea. He's Brianna's former boyfriend, accused of pushing her from his 11th floor balcony 8 years ago. In a 2018 police statement, Hayley Mould says Brianna became withdrawn in the lead up to her fatal fall. But while she was testifying today, she told the court, instead of using the word withdrawn, maybe there's a better word. I remember her and Bianca having a quiet moment or talk the night of training before the incident. That's what I was trying to describe when I said withdrawn. The defence barrister asked all the ex-teammates if Brianna was quiet and kept to herself. Ashley Gaggins said quiet and private yes. Lauren Boyd disagreed. She was very bubbly, very friendly, always smiling. We had lots of deep and meaningful conversations about her future and career, but the women agreed that Brianna never spoke in detail about her relationship with Morea. I did know she was in a relationship, but we never talked in depth about it.
One of the witnesses requested that a barrier be placed in front of her while she gave evidence so she wouldn't have to look at Morea due to the emotional trauma of the case.
Stephanie Power described Brianna as a work friend. I saw her a few hours a week, at least 2 days, so more than I saw some of my other friends. Work that requires a level of confidence. Not loud, she was outgoing. We were in the public eye. We'd walk around and interact with people at games. You have to have that outgoing nature. The hearing continues tomorrow. On the Gold Coast, Courtney Dunn, 7 News.
Cricket Australia has cleared fans of any wrongdoing after they were kicked out of the SCG, accused of abusing Indian fast bowler Mohammad Siraj. It's still investigating other instances of potential racism at the Sydney Test, saying the matter remains open, with CCTV footage, ticketing data and interviews with spectators still being analysed in an attempt to locate those responsible. Cricket Australia says it won't offer any more comments until New South Wales Police complete their investigation. It was a challenging return to trade for investors. Stephen Daglian joins us with the latest from CommSec.
Good afternoon, Kendall. Exactly right. Look, the Aussie market back online after the Aussie Day holiday, of course, and unfortunately back in the red, falling by about 0.75%. Now, keep in mind that on Monday, the market did actually hit its best levels in 11 months. But I think what happened today was the market playing a bit of catch-up. We had big falls from markets across Asia yesterday. The US market was down and commodity prices took a really big hit as well for a couple of days. So stocks like Fortescue Metals under a lot of pressure, down 6%. We had BHP and Rio not doing so well, and energy stocks like Santos and Woodside also took a hit. There were some standouts though, including Reliance Worldwide, which sells plumbing supplies. It's done very well during the pandemic actually, and said that profits should lift by at least 30% over the past half. And also the newcomer to the market, Booktopia, which made its debut recently, has been selling more books, and it thinks that its profits should jump as well to about $8 million over the past 6 months. The Aussie dollar finally sits at around 77.5 US. Kendall.
Stephen Dagley in there. Now to some much needed good news for the Australian retail sector. As Gemma Acton explains, department stores have bounced back, with Aussies spending big at local shopping centres.
Good afternoon. Consumer prices rose by more than expected towards the end of last year, boosted by a 37% lift in the cost of childcare after the government's free childcare policy came to an end. Domestic travel prices also rose by 6.3%, a little more than usual given the ongoing closure of international borders, while tobacco prices jumped by almost 11%. Overall, consumer price inflation rose by 0.9%, almost double what the Reserve Bank had forecast, but still well below its target range for a thriving economy. while clothing and footwear prices fell by 1%, mostly due to discounts from the sales season that kicked off in November. Retailers are cautiously optimistic about the year ahead.
Retailers are pleased that JobKeeper and JobSeeker, the government stimulus put in place by the federal government, have actually done what they should have done, and that's actually stimulate the economy.
With many employees still working from home and international tourists kept away from our shores, CBD retailers are still suffering from sharply shrunken foot traffic. Despite this, encouraging Christmas sales figures from David Jones have led some to predict a possible rebound in the fortunes of embattled department stores in 2021.
A man had little luck fleeing police in Cairns overnight after an argument with security at a local venue. The 21-year-old tried to hide underneath the Cairns boardwalk.
Public nuisance. Fighting.
But ended up stuck in the mud and required assistance from police to free himself. He has been issued a fine for public nuisance and obstructing police. Shane Webke joins us with a day's sports news next. Also, the desperate search for a dog that disappeared while on a ferry, and the new initiative to slow down speeding drivers in school zones.
The Alexandra Hills hit-run tragedy. A couple, including a pregnant woman, killed. The community rallies to find their lost dog. The chilling video of the driver minutes before the crash. He was out on bail. When is enough enough? Getting tough on young offenders. Have your say on 7 News at 6.
The most outrageous drivers ever seen on Australia's roads.
This is Preston.
There's the naked driver.
Get me closer.
The Holden Hoon.
Oh, not you again.
And the distracted driver. We count down the top 10. Who will be number 1? Australia's Highway Patrol. Thursday on 7.
New Rainbow Bursties make Hungry Jack's frozen drinks more fun with bursting bubbles of triple bursty flavour sensation. Or add Rainbow Bursties to new bubblegum frozens. Get more flavour and fun with Rainbow Bursties, only at Hungry Jack's.
It's a Titan full of water skis.
And the boat's in the water. You coming?
Hell yeah. I ski good.
The shit's been here longer than last time you had skis on, son.
Out there, let's go, come on.
Need a garage or shed? Titan's got you covered. Call 13 27 36 for a Titan display centre near you. You'll be lucky you got a Titan.
I was good, wasn't I, Dad?
No.
Hey, babe, you seen Temple and Webster's new... Wait, where's the sofa?
I'll just go and get it. With free shipping on thousands of extra items, you won't need an excuse to shop with Temple and Webster. Be quick. Offer ends Wednesday.
Introducing Light and Easy's new Jumpstart Plus. Jumpstart Plus combines the proven weight loss results of intermittent eating with Light and Easy's delicious summer menu. Plus, a new app to track your success and help you achieve your goals.
Every week I've consistently lost weight, and the new Jumpstart program really kick-started that for me.
Light and Easy made it pretty easy for me to lose it. I didn't have to think about it. The weight just kept dropping off.
Fast track your weight loss success in 2021 with Light and Easy's new Jumpstart Plus. Jump online today.
Powerboard. Play by your own rules.
At Q Super, we're made to weather life's highs and lows by planning ahead and investing in experience and expertise. Our members know, beyond every cloud, there is always blue sky.
It's a bright blue sky.
Love the amazing benefits of apple cider vinegar but don't like the taste? Ooh. Try Nature's Way apple cider vinegar gummies. With all the goodness in a yummy gummy. Nature's Way apple cider vinegar gummies.
Ambulance service, what's the problem?
In 2021, we're giving you complete access to the cameras on our emergency heroes as they save real lives in our groundbreaking new show, Ambulance Code Red, in 2021 on 7.
A Brisbane company has teamed up with the global streaming giant Spotify to make the back-to-school run safer. Georgie Chumley has more.
The dreaded school drop-off just got safer thanks to a Queensland contingent of musicians, creatives and safety advocates using technology to remind motorists to slow down. Anyone streaming Spotify within 5 kilometres of a school zone will now hear a short message reminding motorists to drive to the limit.
This slowdown song is to remind you that school zones are now back in operation.
And some Aussie artists have donated their songs to the cause.
It feels really productive and it feels like beneficial. It feels like I can give back.
17,000 people were fined last year for speeding in school zones, where a few kilometres can mean the difference between life and death.
Having things like this helps to mentally switch people back on as they're entering those zones.
Junction Park Primary School Principal Christine Wood thinks the launch on the first day back at school is timely.
It's the first day back, and already this morning I was witnessing parents speeding through the zone.
And her students agree.
My parents like to listen to music a lot, especially when it's like really stressful, when we need to try and get to places.
If like the music's slowing down, she will know. She would be like, oh, school zone, stop.
A creative initiative to keep our kids safe.
Very cool idea. Well, let's get a check of today's sport now. Here's Webby.
Thank you, Kendall. Hello, everyone. Matthew Wade's Test career appears over. He's been left out of the squad for next month's planned South African series. Queensland bowler Mark Steckety and keeper batsman are among 5 uncapped players. Travis Head survived and is poised to earn a recall. Chairman of selectors Trevor Holmes says Wade's form against India just wasn't good enough, but he backed under-fire captain Tim Payne.
Tim's leadership in our mind was never in question. I think the criticism of Tim Payne has been totally unfair.
Wade was instead named in the Australia T20 squad that will be playing New Zealand at the same time, along with Sydney Thunder spinner Tanveer Sangar. As reported first by 7 News, Benji Marshall has been handed a career lifeline by the Rabbitohs for the coming season, reuniting the veteran with his former Broncos coach Wayne Bennett. And another blow for Mitchell Pearce. The Knights veteran has undergone surgery on a broken thumb. The setback continues a nightmare off-season for Pearce, who relinquished the captaincy over a lewd messaging scandal involving a female club staffer.
I'm still going to be doing my best and leading as well as I can. There's obviously reasons for why that happened. We all know that. So it's not going to change my motivation. I've come out of this more motivated than I've ever been.
The halfback is expected to recover in time for round 1. The AFL has promised its women's competition will complete a season this year after last year's controversial cancellations. The Suns and Lions launched their AFLW campaigns at Yeronga this morning, thrilled to have the backing of senior officials who say they'll see the season through even if it means playing in lockdown hubs.
Yeah, that's really important to us in the playing group. We've made that really clear to them and we're great that they've made that commitment to us. Obviously it was disappointing last year that we didn't get a Premier, but yeah, can guarantee it this year.
AFLW games are also ticketed for the first time this season. Kendall, I'll be back at 6 with the rest of today's sport.
Thank you, Webby. A woman is pleading for the public's help to find her pet dog Esther, who went missing on the Spirit of Tasmania ferry. Her owner insists she checked the cage twice, but security guards told her at midnight her pooch had escaped. The pair is relocating north. Tony Auden joins us live from the Gold Coast with today's weather, also the spectacular light show over Finland, and what got the cast of The Crown busting a move in full costume.
On 7 News, the Alexandra Hills hit-run tragedy. Chilling video of the driver minutes before the crash. Now the new push to get tough on young offenders and how the community saved the family dog. Decision soon on letting Sydney back in. And twins, triplets and new schools. The first day back. 7 News at 6.
G'day, Dave Andrews here in the infamous The Show traffic chopper. Not too bad on the roads this afternoon. The gateway's starting to get a little bit busy. We'll show you that shortly for that northbound run. Not too bad on the Bruce Highway this afternoon, heading up through North Lakes, Riverside Expressway and Captain Cook Bridge. That's on the bill, particularly coming in towards the city. And the gateway, you'll find that a slow run this Harvey from around about Boondall up towards the Bruce Highway. Infamous, the adults-only cabaret circus and laugh-out-loud sassy comedy is on soon. Don't miss out. Book via Ticketek or infamous.net.au. More traffic in the morning.
I'm Greg Norman. We're letting a bunch of Aussies loose on the world's most epic golf course designed by yours truly. Slap-a-ding-a-doo. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
Holy moly! Extreme family fun hits Brisbane Monday 7:30 on 7.
Finally, there's Alien Tape, a revolutionary new tape that doesn't use adhesive, but strong enough to hold up to 5 kilograms on most surfaces. You'll love Alien Tape, the incredible new advanced grip technology tape that instantly locks anything into place without screws or anchors. There's more. Alien Tape is reusable. Remove it, rinse it, and reuse it. Use it again, and it's just as strong. Use Alien Tape to hold stuff in place. It locks right down instantly. Keep things secure until you're done. Just give it a twist and it comes right off. Alien Tape comes right off because it doesn't use adhesive. But on drywall, it's a permanent alternative to nails. No need to drill into cabinets. Alien Tape will stay in place until you decide to take it off. Alien Tape is perfect for glass. Use it for heavy towels and it stays in place. When you're done, remove it and there's no residue. Alien Tape defies gravity, even when it's wet. You'll love it. Alien Tape grips to most surfaces instantly. Hang heavy pictures on stone in a flash. Use Alien Tape outdoors, no screws or permanent holes. Alien Tape is the reusable double-sided tape you'll use everywhere. Alien Tape stops furniture from sliding and won't damage floors. You'll love it. Alien Tape keeps carpets in place. Even use Alien Tape in the car for backseat entertainment. Call Global Shop Direct or go online now and get Alien Tape for the low price on your screen. You'll get a 3-pack of Alien Tape and each roll is 3 meters long. That's 9 meters of Alien Tape to use anywhere around your home. Just cut Alien Tape to size for any project that needs a super strong hold. It's out of this world! You'll have so many uses for Alien Tape that we're going to double the offer. That's right, buy 1 pack, get 1 more. That's 6 rolls of Alien Tape. You'll love how Alien Tape instantly grips to most surfaces. But if you're not completely satisfied, send them back within 30 days for a full refund of the product price. Don't miss this buy 1 pack, get 1 more offer. Order the incredible Alien Tape today.
Save up to 15% on your first year's premium when you get a new Allianz comprehensive car insurance policy online. Allianz, supporting Australians for over 100 years, no matter the weather. Search for a quote today.
A family of super trivia nerds.
We've always loved trivia, the whole family.
With their knowledge powers combined, can they take down the superest nerd of all? Will the family that quizzes together win together?
Nerd ain't nerd around here, mate.
New The Chase, weekdays on 7.
Good afternoon, you're watching 7 News. Checking the weather now from Surfers Paradise, where we've enjoyed another stunning summer's day here, but it won't last too much longer. We are expecting a change from tomorrow. I'll have more details in a moment. First, let's check on the bigger picture, the satellite, and it's all fairly settled over southern parts of Queensland today. Just some patchy cloud, temperatures just above average for this time of year. In the north, the monsoon trough and a low are now over Cape York Peninsula. It's not expected to develop into a tropical cyclone anytime soon, so a recent cyclone warning has been cancelled, but heavy rainfall is still over the Cape. Tomorrow, that low stays slow moving over the Cape. Some heavy rain on the east coast, possibly including Cooktown, Cape Tribulation, perhaps down to Port Douglas. Cloud and showers picking up in the southeast as winds turn around to the southeast and strengthen. Across the nation tomorrow, Perth and Adelaide looking pretty nice. Dry tops of 31 degrees, a little bit of wet weather in Sydney and Canberra. Back to northern Queensland, the heaviest rain should stay north of Cairns. Even so, a few showers there. An outside chance of a sprinkle in Mackay, top of 30. In the south, winds picking up on the coast. That will help push some extra cloud and showers in. A top of 29 degrees in Hervey Bay, Toowoomba 26. Back to the southeast, maybe pack the raincoat for the second day of school. Allow a little extra time for drop-off. Showers picking up tonight as cloud thickens, and they could be pretty frequent at times during the morning. A touch cooler, 29 the top here on the Gold Coast, 23 up to 30 in Brisbane. And how long will this rain hang around? Kendall, all those details coming up at 6.
We'll see you then. Thank you, Tony. Well, let's check in on what's coming up in the news at 6 now. And Max, you'll have more on the outpouring of emotion at Alexandra Hills.
Yeah, Kendall, grief, disbelief, a lot of anger. The full range has been evident here throughout the day after that awful crash which claimed the lives of Kate Ledbetter and Maddie Fields, and of course the couple's unborn child. Friends, family and strangers touched by this tragedy have laid floral tributes here at the scene where it all happened. There is growing outrage that the 17-year-old accused of driving was already out on bail. He's been charged with murder. But tonight we look at the new push to toughen the juvenile justice system here in Queensland. And through all this heartbreak, a glimmer of positive news, the community launching a successful search for the couple's dog Frankie, which was frightened away while walking with them. Also tonight, we'll have an exclusive look inside Queensland's first COVID vaccination centre, plus the first day of school and how Spotify is being used to slow down drivers in school zones. Here at Alex Hills, there'll be a candlelight vigil this evening and a chance for the community to come together. Join me for 7 News at 6.
A very important bulletin coming up tonight, Max. Thank you. An incredible colour explosion has been captured in the Northern Lights over the Arctic Circle. The green aura with a pink shimmer erupted twice in 15 minutes, creating a dance in the skies. The spectacular display isn't easy to see, occurring in an area of Finland where temperatures reach minus 30 degrees. To social media now, a new behind-the-scenes snippet has emerged from The Crown. Apparently, Olivia Colman, who plays the Queen, does a dance class in the area and managed to convince her co-stars to take part. Well, Rebel Wilson has shared a snap to Instagram revealing she's started filming Pooch Perfect in the US. The actress hosted the Aussie version of the show last year. And don't forget, we'd love to hear your thoughts. You can connect with us online anytime on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And that's our 4 p.m. news for this Wednesday. Stay with us now for The Chase, then Max and Sharon will have 7 News tonight at 6. I'm Kendall Gilding. I'll see you tomorrow.